And we're back from the supermarket. It's the most exciting part of life at the moment. Very quick trip, probably the quickest I've ever gone to the supermarket. And it wasn't like I just bought, one or two things. I bought a few things. So, here's something I haven't done for you yet. It's a little bit out of tune. Anyway, that's another thing keeping me sane. Shopping trips to the shopping, to do my fucking grocery shopping, and the guitar. Just a couple of things keeping me sane in lockdown. It is day 17 of lockdown 2. This is the Non-Essential Podcast with Maddie K. It's not essential for you to listen to, and it's brought to you by me, a non-essential human being to humanity. If you know, that's one of the things that I've found interesting. In this whole pandemic, is it's interesting just how non-essential we kind of are. I mean, if our line of work and our, the fields and the industries that we're employed in, if we can be deemed not essential, just like that, then, how important are we to life, really, and the human race? There's a lot of little I'm sort of tidying up as well as doing this. But, you don't really hear about it as much now. Certainly heard about it a lot in the first kind of lockdown where everyone was like fucking all the essential workers hanging shit on the non-essential workers, which the non-essentials I think far outweigh the, especially now when there's only really like a handful of industries that are still kind of going. Maybe that's why a lot of people have shut up now, because those people that thought they were fucking safe, thought they were fucking Mr. and Miss Essential to the world, are also now out of work, or, work is on hold or whatever for them. Because, like I said, there's only a handful of industries and things that are going at the moment. So, yeah, maybe that's why I'm not hearing all this fucking essential, non-essential fucking bullshit going on. I knew that, as soon as this whole thing started and people were talking about, essentials and non-essentials, obviously I was going to be a non-essential. I'm a fucking nightclub MC, you know what I mean? So I'm not that essential. Although, you could argue that I take people away from their otherwise sort of boring, mundane lives that they live Monday to Friday, working a job that they hate. You could make a case, or maybe I'm just doing this to kind of make myself feel better as I throw my shoes across the room, that what I do is essential. I make you feel better about yourself on the fucking weekend, take you away from reality. Anyway, that's my little rant about essentials and non-essentials. There could be more on that, actually. I just thought, I might take note of that and go deeper on that. But, yeah, day 17, nothing to report, really. I went to the supermarket and it was great. And it's the best thing about my life at the moment, those trips to the supermarket every few days that you pencil it in your diary almost. It's that exciting, it's just, you live for it right now. So it was good. It was good to get out there, do a couple of laps of the block as well. I'm pretty sure I'm going to probably wake up to a flat tire. I think I've had a slow leak in one of my tires for a while now, and it's really just sort of coming to the end of its leak. You know, I think I mentioned it a few days ago. The last time I went to the supermarket, that the tire was a bit flat, and that I pumped it up, and came out there now. Well, you know, when I left home, and down my street. I mean, I looked at the tire before I jumped in the car, and I was like, oh, great. It is going flat. It's probably not as flat as I thought it was going to be. I'll take my chances. And then, you know, I drive off, and all the way to the end of the street, at least, it was thump, 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 as I got a little bit faster. But then once I kind of turned out on my street, I think it gave sort of the inner tube, or whatever the fuck it is, a chance to kind of warm up a little bit. And I was able to get to and from the supermarket without, you know, having to fucking walk home or whatever. Just got rid of my chewy. Sorry, hang on. And then yeah, took my chances doing a few laps of the neighbourhood, and got away with that as well. So, but I think I'm going to probably have to bite the bullet and face the inevitable in at least, how long will my food last me for? My food might last me 3 or 4 days. So maybe in 3 or 4 days it's going to be something that I really will have to contend with, and I'll have to try and find a tyre place that is within 5 kilometres that is open, that I can get tyres from. Otherwise, it's going to be a long month of the car just sitting out there with a flat fucking tyre. Because I don't have a spare, people, and I haven't had one for fucking ages, years. When I say ages, I mean years. And it's always been in the back of my mind. I'm like, you know, even before coronavirus, I was like, you know, you really should get a spare tyre. Last time I did a tyre sort of changeover, I actually changed all 4 of them. Got 4 new ones, and that was maybe a year ago. I think it might have been last summer. So maybe the end of the year, end of last year, start of this year, maybe. And yeah, but I think I actually drove over something a few months back that made me think it was going to give me a flat tyre, but then the tyre just kind of kept going for a few months. But maybe it was, you know, where the damage has come from, and it's probably what has caused the slow leak. That's another thing. I don't know how many times you guys have kind of driven over some sharp object that has ended up, you know, flattening your tyre, whether it's a bolt in the road, or that's usually what it is. It's usually what sort of, you know, fucks up your tyres. You drive over a bolt that's fallen off a fucking truck or something like that. But this has happened to me, I reckon, about 5 times in, you know, the years that I've been driving. I reckon it probably happens to most people 5 times in their entire lives of driving. You could probably get your driver's license at 18, and you might be able to go to age 70 and only kind of have that issue where you drive over a bolt maybe 5 times. I've done it 5 times in like probably fucking 10 years. The last fucking, well, less than 10 years, I think. Probably the last like 8 years. I have fucking, it's happened to me about 5 times. It's ridiculous. There was one time it happened to me, and then I think it was the second time it had happened to me. I was like, oh fuck, I've driven over another bolt, because you hear it, you know, you hear the clankety clank as you're driving along. And then about 2 weeks later, it happened to a friend of mine when I was in the car with him, and he, you know, promptly said I was like a bad omen and bad luck and all that sort of shit. And I've got to say, I kind of agreed with him. So yeah, I'm going to have to contend with a flat tyre in maybe 3 or 4 days. I'll let you guys know how that goes. So there's something to look forward to, I guess. That's good. What else has been going on? Oh, I so I mentioned this yesterday. I had a very long sort of day of conversing with a Tinder match, and lovely girl. But she told me to download this game called Trivia Royale. It's an app on your phone, and downloaded it, all that sort of shit, and played against this lovely young woman, and destroyed her, killed her. And then I played against. I found out you could just play against like random people from all over the world, and so I did that for most of the morning, and I fucking slaughtered everyone. Like, well, not exactly, but what happens in this game is that you can sort of just play against random people all over the world, and you'll start off with like 1,000 people or something like that, and then it gets down to. I ended up getting down to the last 8 people involved in this 1,000 people plus battle royale of fucking Trivia Royale. And I got down to like the last 8 people, and so that's a bit of fun. I could probably kill hours playing that game. Just fucking destroying people from all over the world. I think I mentioned this in yesterday's show. I can't really remember, but you don't want to take me on in trivia. I am a god when it comes to trivia. I did talk about this yesterday because I remember finishing it with saying something along the lines of, pardon me. I didn't say pardon me, I just burped. But I said something along the lines of, I'm great at trivia and useless kind of information, but if you actually need some important sort of pieces of information, don't come to me. So, but if you, when all this is over, if you and your friends are attending the pub trivia night, give me a call, because I am dare I say it, I am the perfect addition to a trivia table. Just saying. Just fucking saying. So much useless shit floating around in this big fucking otherwise empty head of mine. So yeah, throat's getting a bit fucking scratchy. I've told you guys before that I've been having some throat issues over the last few years, to the point where I've had like cameras up my nose, down my throat to kind of check everything's been alright. I've had that happen twice. Both times they've said, everything's fine. They're wrong, because it's nearly, where are we now? I think we're probably about 2.5 years of this, just my throat not feeling right. And it's getting worse. I think I might need my tonsils out. Possibly. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but I know that these doctors that I have been to have been wrong when they've told me that there's nothing wrong with it. There definitely is, because if there was nothing wrong with it, I'd be fine right now. And trust me, I am not fine right now. It's been 2.5 fucking years of me just losing my voice. You can probably even hear it in my voice now. I'll probably sound a lot different to how I sounded yesterday, even. So, and I think I actually mentioned it on one of the first podcasts where I've, had these issues, and I've been a bit worried about it over the last couple of years. So it's one thing I'm looking forward to doing when the world goes back to normal, is actually, really just being a pain in the doctor's ass if I need to, because something is definitely not right, and we need to get to the bottom of it, because it could be something serious. I know I could do that now. You can go to the doctors now, but I don't know if I can rather be fucked with that headache of, getting pulled over by the fucking cops because, I'm 5 kilometres away or more from my fucking house. But, hey, my doctor is, not within 5Ks of my house, all right? Go fuck yourself. Imaginary coppers that have pulled me over and told me that I'm in trouble. we've gone 15 minutes. This is good. This is good. I could probably just end it here because I don't really have anything else. This has been just one piece of audio, one rant that has lasted longer than yesterday's entire episode. And I think I even said this in yesterday's episode where, you just don't really know. Some days you kind of surprise yourself where you're able to waffle on for 15 plus minutes, and other days you're like, no, I can't do it today. I got nothing. Other days you'll have nothing, but you'll be able, through sheer talent, you'll be able to just fucking crap on for 15 plus minutes. Anyway, yeah, maybe I'll just call it a show there. Wrap up day 17 of the Non-Essential podcast. Tune in tomorrow, podcast fans, when I have yet again probably most likely nothing to talk about. Can he talk about nothing for 15 minutes? Or 16 now, in this case? Can he beat today's length? Basically is what I'm saying. Find out tomorrow on another installment of the Non-Essential Podcast with Matty K.